My name is Ezra Baker, and I was the supervising sound editor for Niner. So getting good sound on set is definitely a process. It doesn't happen by accident, especially on a low-budget film like Niner, where we don't have the luxury of using studios or built sets or anything like that. So what you have to do to get good sound is you really have to take steps to control all the variables that you can, such as like if you're in a room, paying attention to the background noises, clocks, hums from air conditioning, things like that, and really taking steps to control the environment as much as possible, but then realizing that you can't control everything. So just making sure that you're paying attention to what you're getting so that you know what you're going to deal with in post-production. On an average day of sound design work, it really kind of depends on where we're at in the process. So what we started off doing first was cleaning up the production audio, so we had somewhere to start from. And so I would work scene by scene. So an average day early on in the process was looking at some of the scenes that I had received from Grant and going through, processing, and listening to the raw production audio. From there, I would go through and I would do passes and just make notes of potential sound cues that we might need, shifts in tone with characters, objects that were important to the plot, and just kind of make note of that. And then after that, an average day would be when we were doing the process of Foley and sound effects editing. It would basically be going through, figuring out what cues we needed, sending those out to our sound effects editors. And I also helped out with that, so I would be recording things like squeaky chairs. And then towards the end of the process, I would spend my days mixing levels, making sure that the score was loud where it needed to be, was soft where it should be in the background, and just making sure everything sounded good. The last piece of advice that I would give to somebody is to make sure you know the rules, but more importantly, know how and when to break the rules, because everything that you learn on an independent film, it's probably not going to apply. So you're going to have to come up with solutions that you might not necessarily be taught.